How to not quit your corporate job. I feel like apparently I was muted. So an example story, right? So what I heard recently from a man I talked to is that he had 5-figure months for his business, but he hadn't yet quit his day job until he was fired during the recession. He worked on Wall Street. He had this extra side business. It was making money, but he hadn't yet quit. He still stayed in his corporate job that he hated, right? Until he was fired during the recession. But here's the question. Why didn't he quit earlier? Are you in that space now with your business where you're making money, but you're still not quitting? Or perhaps you're not making money, but you're thinking about quitting because time is your issue. Well, tonight we'll be going into how you can learn from his mistake, quit your corporate job at the right time for your business, legacy, and wealth goals, and keep moving forward on what it is that you're meant to do. As we always do every week, start out with what has been your win of the week. Type it in the comments. And while you're doing that, for those who are new to the show, welcome to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon every Tuesday with yours truly, Vanessa Zammy. For those who don't know, my name is Vanessa Zammy, the best-selling author of Finish, the Solopreneur's Guide to Getting Stuff Done. I'm the creator of the Hustle and Breathe Business Accelerator, through which I consult ambitious 9-to-5ers like you on how to grow their profit-producing, purpose-driven business without the overwhelm. Your efficiency, your productivity, and profitability, so that you can reduce the overwhelm and confusion in your life. You can enjoy your life. Entrepreneurship is a marathon. And if you've chosen to step into that marathon, yes, let's go. So what has been your win of the week? Type it in the comments, whether personal or business. What has been your win of the week? Oh, yes, Cindy mentions not giving up. That is a beautiful win. Yes, entrepreneurship, being a business owner, whether you are 1 year, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? But definitely that feat of not giving up on your business, right? Highs and lows, ebbs and flows is what your business, what life is about, but also what business and owning a business, it just comes with the territory. And so not giving up is definitely a formidable win. So congrats, Cindy. And for those of you either watching a replay, you can put hashtag replay in the comments. But what has been your win of the week? It could be personal, it could be business, it could be a business win, not giving up, it could be a new team member, or a breakthrough that you recently had. In terms of my win, my personal win, had a little vacation this past weekend. So I went to a beautiful town in Massachusetts called Provincetown. So that's an amazing town for just everyone who goes. Great. But having that time was also relaxing, great. At the same time, also was able to be a speaker at a wonderful, wonderful event celebrating their 50th anniversary. Lots of wins. But yes, so what has been your win of the week? Type in the comments, and welcome to Entrepreneurship is a Marathon every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern with yours truly, Vanessa Zammy. And tonight we're going to be going into how to know when to quit your corporate job and how to ensure you're doing it at the right time, not at the stressful time, for you, your business, your loved ones, your goals, all the things in between. And so this is your first time hearing me, right? Essentially, what's a dagger to my heart is every time I see someone a corporate executive, passionate about and brave enough to keep one foot in the cubicle and take another foot and put that into entrepreneurship. And what breaks my heart is when they only just end up frustrated and discouraged by how unsuccessful their business is, right? And sometimes people are blaming it on time. They're blaming it on themselves, saying they're not good enough. They're blaming it on time, they don't have enough time, whatever it may be. And so they decide to quit on the business most of the time. And what I do is I kind of come in as the lifesaver, the business defibrillator, to help them not do that, and to help them really take their business to the next level, and by renewing their passion for their business, by unpacking what's sabotaging their success, and I help them to re-strategize so that they can regrow, rebuild, relaunch, and really move towards that time and financial freedom for themselves and their loved ones, right? And so when it comes to the right time to quit your corporate job. Now, so let's say you're in that space right now. As I mentioned, I spoke speaking to someone recently, business owner recently, and he had mentioned that he's all Wall Street life, and he had 5-figure months, but he hadn't yet quit the day job, right? So he stayed in his day job that he didn't like, while he still had the business was making 5-figure months. What does that mean? It was over 6 figures for the year, right? But he still hadn't quit the job. And so, because in his mind, it was sort of like, okay, well, it hadn't replaced his salary, right? His salary was like up, like mid to high 6 figures, right? But the business had not yet reached that. It was low 6 figures. And so in his mind, it hadn't yet reached his salary, replaced his salary. So he said he didn't quit until he was fired. Then he was fired, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like an impromptu quitting, so to speak, that had to happen. And then his business grew. And here are the facts, though. and this may be true to you, he was still in that employee mindset. That's really what happened. He was still in the employee mindset and the sense of security and benefits and all the things that come with working for someone else, right? And he was making excuses for taking that leap. He was suffering from the fear of success. And the other way, because the other way of thinking about it, so let's say you're in a space where you are making money in your business, but you're still not quitting. For those who aren't yet making money, but you're still thinking about quitting, we're gonna get to you. But for those of you who you're making money, but you're still not quitting, evaluate to yourself, is it that fear of success, right? Because the other way of thinking is, well, if you could get to some low five figures, some low six figures, get some amount of money while working part-time on your business, right? What could you do if you were full-time on your business, right? Could you do if you added in systems and processes to help your business run more efficiently? Then you still make those sales, probably double or triple, but even in less time, right? And so thinking about to yourself, if you're in that space now where you are making money, but you're still not quitting, it's because you're still in the employee mindset. That's really what it comes down to. You're still in the space of the security and the safety, and that's okay. That is a hard shift to make. That's a hard shift to make. And we're going into in a few minutes about just the physical shift versus the mental shift when it comes to this decision and this leap of quitting your day job. I went through the same challenges. So for those who may not be familiar, I started my business while doing my day job. And it was a 6-figure salary day job at a multi-billion-dollar company out in California. And it was a great job. And so, really having that sense of, at some point though, I had to make the mental shift and then the physical shift, right? So the mental shift happened way before the physical shift. And that mental shift of, this is not for me, right? Like, this corporate thing in terms of working with someone else is not going to be my long-term plan, my long-term goal. And really like accepting that and saying this business, this legacy, this empire that I'm building is my long-term goal, right? And then I made the physical shift probably like a year after that. Essentially, it's probably about, I made the mental shift around, so it was about a year and some change after I made the mental shift that I finally made the physical shift, which was, putting in my notice and like leaving. And I actually gave them a 1 month notice, calmly and confidently transition. Okay. But the thing is that, if you've been fired, then you've been fired, right? Don't go back to your day job. But some flaws that I see people do is they leave, like, let's say you're in a space now where you're not making money in your business, or you're struggling in your business, you're frustrated, you're discouraged, but you know that this business is tied to your purpose and your mission. And you know that you're meant to keep doing this business, right? And so what do? Common mistake I see people do, leaving too soon or leaving on a whim, just leaving on a whim, right? Or thinking money will come tomorrow. So it's sort of like, well, if I quit today, then that's when I'm going to make the money tomorrow. And it's like, no, right? Another big common issue, though, that I see, and I've been heard recently the last couple of weeks, which is what urged me to do this episode during the month of the systems and processes, is thinking that time is your issue. And as I always say, time is not the problem. How you're doing what you need to be doing is the problem, but time is not your problem, right? There are full-time entrepreneurs who say time is their issue. And so you're sitting here, you are doing your day job, your family, your, business at the same time. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just need more time. But guess what? There are people who are only doing their business and they're still saying time is their issue. How do I know? Because they come to me. Right? I have clients who are full-time entrepreneurs as well who also say time is their issue. Even when I had my day job in my business, I'll do marketing content and marketing out there. I have full-time entrepreneurs saying, Vanessa, how do you do it? But they're full-time. And I had a client early today, even, right? She's been 13 years in her business. Amazing, right? And time has been an issue for her. She's been feeling overwhelmed. So we went through one of my premier productivity breakthrough sessions to align her with her time strategy. Because at the end of the day, it's not about time or how much time or how little time you have. We all have 24 hours. It's about how you're making the most of that time, how you're spending the time that you do have, right? And so if you have not been fired and you have the option of whether or not to quit or not quit your day job, fact of the matter is your job is your capital and income. We talk about systems and processes. Your job is literally the capital and income helping to fund the systems and processes, the people, the resources that you need in order to ensure that your business is standing up correctly, right? Whether it be you're hiring a contractor or a freelancer, whether it be you're hiring a coach or consultant, or you're joining a mastermind, whatever it may be, but your job is that capital and income until you get your business to the place where it can just support itself, right? And pay you a salary, so to speak. And so when we talk about that physical versus mental separation, let's say you made the mental separation, how do you then make the physical separation? 2 ways. So you have two, and it's only like 2 ways to make the physical separation. Also comes with just like who you are as a person. So the first way are the sort of like the people who are more intuition based. And so you're the person who you trust your instinct, you go with your gut. It's like, yeah, I know exactly, you're like, yes, I feel it in my bones and I got it, right? And so that's intuition. When you make that physical separation, when you make that, it's an intuition. But I caution you here because it's happened to me where, so for me, when I actually ended up quitting my day job, it was calm and confident. I just said, oh yeah, I think I'm ready to leave. I have 4 weeks notice. They want me to extend, and I said, we're gonna do this in 4 weeks. We're gonna say goodbye in 4 weeks. We're gonna transition. It's gonna be smooth, etc. Right? And versus, but that was the time when I actually quit. There was another time about 15 months prior to that time when I had also had the moment of quitting. And I was sitting as this was in California at the time. I was staring at a closet. I remember this was getting ready for work in the morning, and it was just like all these tears coming down, like, oh my God, I actually quit my job. Nah, 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 nah. And the reason why that had happened is because it was a point in time at work where, bad boss, HR, all the things. And at the end of the day, it was like, okay, I should just quit my job and just like, with all this stuff, right? And that wouldn't have been an intuition decision. That would have been someone else dictating how I should navigate my life decision. That would have been, I'm quitting because of this bad boss. I'm quitting because of this, this one person, right? Who is a problem. It wouldn't have been, I'm quitting because I believe or I'm confident in the business or because I know that it's the right thing to do. And so really think about, if you're sitting there thinking about your intuition, consider, is it really your intuition, right? Is it you being solid and grounded in yourself on whether or not it's time for you to leave? Now that's for those who are more intuition based. For everyone else who may be more numbers based, you're just not intuition based, you're not there yet, trusting your instinct, but you're more numbers based. An easy number system, right? And it's what we mentioned a little bit, what I alluded to a little bit earlier when talking about the guy who was making low 6 figures in his business, but hadn't yet replaced his income, right? His mid to high 6-figure income on Wall Street. And so he stayed with the business and the day job at the same time, even though he didn't like the day job, right? And so when it comes to the number side of things, don't think about it in terms of a one-to-one. Like, you need to have all of your 100% of your salary replaced by 100% of your, business income, if that makes sense. Think of it in terms of what is it that you need to live, right? And think about it also in terms of just the rate. So if you've been able to work on your business for 20 hours a week and you're just making it all work, and you happen to get to maybe you get to 4-figure months, right? We get to a 5-figure year for your business, but it doesn't necessarily replace your income, but it's income that's moving forward. What you need to think about is, okay, so I did that with 20 hours a week. What can I do with more hours a week? Right? It's not even just 20 hours a week necessarily the time, but even just I'm only spending maybe 20 hours a week thinking about the business, and I've already made 5 figures for the year, or low 6 figures for the year. What can I do if I put more thought into it? If I put more essentially bandwidth and resources towards it? If I didn't have anything else distracting me necessarily that I could opt out of, right? Because if you have family, then you can't necessarily, well, you can opt out of it, but don't opt out of that. But essentially, if you are having the option where you can essentially stay with your business and you are saying, okay, well, if I got this far, just doing this part-time entrepreneurship, think about what full-time entrepreneurship could be for you. That's the way to think about it, right? So you're either going to make that physical separation where it's either one with your intuition and you just know it's the right time. And I can't really describe it other than it's just a calm feeling, just yeah, it's time. Literally the feeling I have when I put in my notice, it was just yeah, my invisible watch, looking at my invisible watch, I think it's time to go now. Okay, cool, great, we're gonna do that. Right, and there wasn't any oh my God, I'm doing this. It was more yeah, time to go. On to the next thing, or on to the next chapter. And right, so that's sort of the intuition space of it all. The numbers side of it is, if you got it this far part-time, how far can you get if you get full-time, right? If you're in a space where you're not making money with your business and you're sitting here thinking, well, if only I quit my job, I would then have money. I would then have time to then make money. No, time is not your issue. Time is never your issue. How you're doing what you're doing is the issue. How you're marketing or how you're not marketing is the issue, right? How you're having sales conversations or how you're not making sales conversations is the issue. How you're getting leads or how you're not getting leads is the issue. But it's not time. Time is not your issue at all. Okay, cool, great. I'm not just taking anything else from this. It is that time is not your issue. And so if you're looking to support though on how to navigate your time when it comes to balancing all the hats that you wear, whether it be you're a parent, you're a devoted spouse, you're a demanding day job employee, corporate employee, and you're also a CEO of your business and your legacy that you're looking to build. If you're looking for support on that and how to break through with that productivity, and you're looking to fix how it is that you're doing stuff to be more efficient and effective, then by all means, I have time on my calendar for next week. You're welcome to schedule time. Let's connect at power.vzammy.com. That's power.vzammy.com. Let's get you the help and support that you need in order to be more successful in your time, marketing, sales, and strategy to really get your business to that next level. I look forward to speaking with you soon. And until then, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, entrepreneurship is a marathon. Feel free to react, share, comment, tell the people, show the people. And if you know anyone who has a day job and a business and they're struggling with this, then by all means, you're welcome to share this link with them. Please share this link with them so that they can move forward in their vision. My company is called Your Vision's Catalyst because at the end of the day, my mission is to ensure that less people die of regret by helping them move forward on what it is that they're meant to do. And that means not quitting on the business, right? And so if you are struggling with your business, seek out the help that you need, get the support that you need so that you can be as successful and as most successful as you want to be. And so if you're at this space where you're frustrated and you're discouraged and you're just like, I just don't get what's wrong, then by all means, find time on my calendar, power.vzammy.com. Let's connect, whether it be this month or next month, and let's figure out the clear path for you to move forward on what it is that you're meant to do. And we will dive deep and we will discuss it all and really get you moving forward. If I'm not the person to help you, guess what? I know hundreds of people who can definitely support you and will get you connected to the right resource for you to keep moving forward. Because that's really at the end of the day, is ensuring that you have the business of happiness. So the happier you are, the happier everyone else around you is too. So get that time and let's schedule time. Let's connect. Power.vzammy.com. Until then, have a beautiful, abundant rest of a week and chat to you soon.